Hi everyone. Today in our lecture video we are going to study pair of linear equations in two variables. So first let us understand what exactly the heading represents. Pair, as we all know, it is two, right? Next, the word is linear. Linear means the variable power will always be 1. Such type of expression or an equation will turn out to be linear. The degree of the variable is always 1. Such type of equations are called linear. You can see we have a word called two variables. So whatever the equation we have, we will only deal with two types of variables. And usually we denote the two variables as x and y. So this is all about the heading of pair of linear equations in two variables. So let us consider the standard pair of linear equations with two variables. a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So these are called pair of linear equation. Why we say pair? Because we have two equations, right? And we can see it is linear. Why we say linear? The power of x and y are 1. If power of x and y are more than 1, then we will not mention it as linear. Linear means the degree of the variable should be 1. And you can see both the equations we have two variables only. The variables are x and y. The two variables x and y. Here a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 are nothing but constants. Those are nothing but the coefficients of x, y of first equation and constant. Similarly, a2, b2 are the coefficients of x and y and constant in the second equations. So here we are going to study in depth of few concepts. First starts with pair of two variables, right? Next, its graphical representation we will be studying. That means how exactly the two equations when we solve, how they are presenting graphically. Then algebraic method of solving a pair of linear equations, in that elimination method, cross multiplication method, and we also have equation reducible to pair of linear equations in two variables. And in algebraic method, we will also be studying a method called substitution method. That is very important, substitution method. So all these concepts we are going to highlight it in this video. So let us start understanding the method. Before that, we need to understand what exactly we are finding, right? So we are going to find a solution for a pair of equations whose solutions are expressed in graphical form, right? The graphical representations are, the two graphical representations are, one will be of the form a straight line intersecting, the other one will be two lines parallel to each other, and third one they will coincide. So you will have either two lines intersecting, that can be one type of graph you might get when you solve a pair of linear equations, that we call intersection. The two lines intersect at unique point. The second graph can be two lines be parallel to each other. Why I am specifying only two lines? Because you have only two equations, and two equations will be a straight line because the power of x and y are linear. Okay. And you can see the third graph which I am drawing. One will be a straight line. Along the straight line, one more line will coincide. So these are the three types of graph which you can obtain when you are solving a pair of linear equations with two variables. One is intersection, next is parallel, and the next one is coincident. So these things you have to keep in mind. Okay, the three types are intersection, parallel, and coincidence. Okay, so when we will get intersection, when we will get a parallel line, when we will get coincide line. So we say two lines intersect means there is a relation between the first line and second line. So when there is a relation between first and second line, we say there is a solution. Okay, and you can see both the lines are intersecting at one point. So we say it has unique solution. This nature exists only for intersection. Now we will go for parallel lines. You can see between parallel lines, you don't have any contact. That means first and second line is not at all related to each other. See here, intersection, we had two lines intersecting at one point. So there is a relation. But here we don't have any such combination or any such relation. So we say there is no solution. If there is no relation between them, or if the two lines are not touching each other, then we say there is no solution. Coincident. You can see first equation you have a straight line. On that itself we have one more straight line coinciding. That means one more straight line is going to intersect there. So we say there are many points of your second line intersecting on the first line, right? For intersection, we have only one point, but when you have coincident, you have many points intersecting on the straight line. So whenever the point intersect itself, there is a solution. But instead of having unique solution as we written in intersection, here we will have infinite many solution. Intersection will have unique solution, coincident will have infinite many solution, parallel will have no solution. So three things you have to remember. Whenever there is a relation between one straight line to another straight line, that means when they touch each other, there is a relation. When they don't touch each other, then there is no relation. That means there is no solution. So let us now study the concept called consistent and inconsistent. Remember, consistent means just you have to keep in mind there will be the solution. Okay, consistent means the solution will exist. What I said, solution is nothing but the point of both the line touches each other. Okay, parallel will not have solution. Coincident will have many infinite solution. So consistent means solution exists. Okay, so inconsistent means there is no solution. So among the three graphs, you can clearly see which one does not have solution. Parallel lines does not have solution because they don't intersect. Intersection and coincident will have solution. Parallel line will not have solution. Now consider the first graph. We will check whether it is consistent or inconsistent. As I told you, consistent means solution is there. What is solution? Two lines should intersect. Two lines should meet. There should be a relation between the first line and second line in common. Okay. For the intersection, the solution is consistent. But you can see both the lines are intersecting at only one point. So we say it is unique solution. Okay. Next come across parallel. So parallel, when I say there is no relation between the first and second line. So if there is no relation, there is no solution. Since there is no solution, it belongs to the category of inconsistent. Since there is no relation between the first line and second line, we say that it is inconsistent. Let us go for the third diagram, which is coincident. You can see among the first line, second lining is coinciding. So when the second line is coinciding, you have many points intersecting with the first line. Okay. So solution exists. Whenever they have intersection point, yes, the solution exists. But whether the solution is unique or infinite, it is infinite. Why I say infinite? Because many points of the second curve is intersecting to the first curve. So for coincident graph, the solution exists. Whenever the solution exists, they are consistent. Just you have to know whether it is unique solution or infinite many solution. Okay. So this is all about the diagrammatic representation of pair of linear equations. Since we have two equations, keep in mind you will have two straight lines. Okay. The nature of two straight lines, one will be intersection curve, second one will be parallel curve, and the last one will be coincident curve. These are the only three curves you will get when you solve a pair of linear equations. Now let us consider a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So without actually performing the solution, right, without actually solving it, you can still find whether the graph is intersection, whether the graph is coincident, whether the graph is parallel, right? So for that you have to consider the standard equation. What is the standard equation? a1x b1y c1 is equal to 0, a2x b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So we can say that two equations, so whatever the two equations we have taken from the standard form, two equations are intersecting. So when it will intersect, a1 by a2 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. What is a1 and a2? a1 is the coefficient of x in the first equation, a2 is the coefficient of x in the second equation. That is not equal to b1 by b2. b1 is nothing but the coefficient of y in our first equation, and b2 is the coefficient of y in the second equation. If you get a condition like a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, then without actually solving the equation, you can still say the graph will be intersection. Okay. Next we'll go for coincident. So coincident means you should have a relation a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 equal to c1 by c2. Coefficients of x is equal to coefficients of y is equal to constants. All the three has to satisfy. If you are able to check from the given question a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2 are equal, then you can clearly say the graph will be coincident. Okay. And the third case is parallel. a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2. First condition will satisfy, but it will not be equal to c1 by c2. Then we say it is parallel. Okay, just you have to remember these three: parallel, coincidence and perpendicular. If you know this concept, without actually performing any analytical solution, you can still find and say yes, the given question will be intersecting, whether it will be parallel or whether it will be coincidence. Okay. So now let us understand the entire graphical representation of pair of linear equation by taking a simple example. 5 pencil and 7 pens together cost rupees 50, whereas 7 pencil and 5 pen together cost 46 rupees. Find the cost of one pencil and that of one pen. So you have to identify what are the two characters here. The two objects are, one is pencil and one more is pen. Both are related to the amount as rupees. Correct? So what are the two characters we have? As I said, pencil and pen are the two characters what we have. So let us denote these characters as variables. Let pencil be denoted as x and pen be denoted as y. So that is very important, identifying how many characters in the equation. So we have x be pencil and y be pen. Finally, we need to find the cost of this pencil and pen, that is x value and y value. Read the first line. I have 5 pencil. Pencil is denoted by x, so it is 5x. And I have 7 pen. It is and, so I am adding 7 pen is denoted by y. And the total cost is 50 rupees. Take it as first equation. The second equation, we have 7 pencil. So pencil is x, right? So 7x plus 5 pen is equal to 46 rupees. Take it as equation number 2. So what we are going to do here is we are going to take each equation separately and form a table, because we need to draw it on a graph and check whether this equation is an intersection or parallel or perpendicular, or the last concept is coincident. We have to just check. So I'm starting from the first equation. What is the first equation? We have 5x plus 7y is equal to 50. So you are supposed to take a table where 2 rows you consider. Columns, it depends on how much value of x you are going to take. So first entry will be x. For the second entry of your table, you have to rewrite your given equation y in terms of x. So I have 7y is equal to, I am shifting that positive x on the other side. We get minus 5x, right? So 7y is equal to 50 minus yx. I need only y. So y is equal to 50 minus 5x divided by 7. That you will take in the second row. Now what you have to do, ultimately you need to find the solution. That is nothing but the points which satisfy these two equations. So you can take any value of x, substitute in value of y. Those points are nothing but the solution of the equation. Okay, and every solution will lie on the given straight line. So let me start by taking x is equal to 0. Make sure you are substituting that value in this y. So y is 50 minus 5x by 7. In place of x, you replace it by 0. So we get y is equal to 50 by 7, which is around 7.1. Now let me take x is equal to 2. Substitute it in our y. So y is equal to 50 minus 5 into 2 divided by 7. Simplify. 50 minus 5 into 2, 10 divided by 7. So on simplification, we get 40 by 7, which is 5.7. So you can take any value for x. It is not mandatory. Yes, you have to take a sequence of particular number. It is not necessary. You can take any value of x. Now let me take x is equal to 3. Substitute in y. Wherever x is there, you replace it by 3. So y is equal to 50 minus 5 into 3 divided by 7. So we get 50 minus 15 divided by 7. So it is 35 by 7. 7 5s are 35. So y is equal to 5. I have taken next value 10. Substitute in our equation. So we have 50 minus 5 into 10. That is again 50. 50 minus 50, you will get 0. So you can take any values. It is not restricted only 1, 2, 3. Okay. In the same way, I have taken the second equation, students. And I have taken the table. Represent y in terms of x. Okay. And you can start using the values. Any value of x, correspondingly you will get the value of y. So I have started with x0. When I put x0, you get 46 by 5, which is around 9.2. Okay. So let me take x is equal to any values. It is not specifically any values I can choose. X is 3. By taking x3, you can see there 46 minus 7 into 3 divided by 5. Right? So we get 25 by 5, which is nothing but 5. Right? Yeah, so we got 5, right? Now we can take any value for x. Let me take x as 5. It is not specific, students. Again, I am repeating. You can take any values. So when I take x is equal to 5, so y is equal to 46 minus 7 into 5 whole divided by 5. So we get 11 by 5, around 2.2, right? So it's always better to take a whole numbers, and which gives a whole numbers also. Plotting the graph will be much easier. Okay. Now I have taken x is equal to 6. So y is equal to 46 minus 7 into 6 divided by 5. 46 minus 42, we get 4 by 5. Simplify it. Y is equal to 4 by 5. It is 0.8. Once you got the table value, you need to start substituting all these values in the graph. So what you have to do, take the table once again. I have written because it was there in the previous page. So I have taken the same table. First table represents the first equation, second table represents the second equation. Okay. Now what you have to do is, you have to take the corresponding x and y axis. You can see here x having maximum value up to 10. So I have taken x axis up to 10. And y axis, when I see, the maximum value is 9.2. Okay. But there is no space over there. So I have just scribbled at the top corner. Kindly bear it. So y axis is till 9. I have overlapped. So you can just understand over there. Okay. Next we should start plotting it. So first point 0, 7.1. So x is 0. Vertically you move, you will get 7.1. Above 7, one line you have to mark. Along x axis 2, vertically you move upward 5.7. So after 5, 7th point you can mark it. Okay. Next x is 3, y is 5. Along x axis you can take 3. Vertically move upward. Fix the point y along the y axis. 5 along the y axis. Next x is 10. Corresponding y value is 0. So it is on x axis. You can see all these points we have got from one equation, that is the first equation. So you can connect all these points. You get one straight line. So please mention which curve, which equation we have got this straight line. 5x plus 7y is equal to 50. The same way we are supposed to plot the points for the second equation as well. Okay. So now we can start with the second equation. X is 0, y is 9.2. X is 0, so you have to move vertically. Y is 9.2. 9. Above 9.2 line you have to plot it. Next x is 3 and vertically you move upward till 5 along x axis to y axis. You can see already we have point because it was there in our first equation. So it is intersecting there. Okay. Next x is 5. So along x axis 5, horizontal x axis, vertical is y axis. Okay. So 5 and it is 2.2. So 2 we know. Above 2 lines you have, no, there you mark it. Next x is 6, that's the last value. X is 6, y is 0.8. So along horizontal take 6, vertical 0.8. 0.8 lies between 0 and 1. So after 0 you take the 8th line, so that you get 0.8. Okay. Carefully you need to join all the points, because this is our second equation. So make sure you are connecting only those points, right? You can see when we connect it, you get another straight line and they are intersecting at one point, correct? So when they are intersecting at one point, we can clearly say there is a solution because they are related. Can you see here I am highlighting 3, 5 on both the equations. Since we have 3, 5 and 3, 5 in both the table, obviously they have to intersect. So you need to conclude by stating there is an intersection point and the solution is unique. Okay, that is very, very important. From the graph you can clearly state that the two lines intersects. So the two lines intersect. You can clearly see the intersecting point here, right? So whenever they intersect, you can see it is not intersecting in more than one point. It is exactly one point it is intersecting. So since it is one point, I say it is unique solution. Okay. Since the solution exists, I will categorize it as consistent. Right? If the solution exists, you can clearly say the equation is consistent. I hope this is clear, right? The same question, as I already stated in your few minutes back, you can do it in this way, or you can still use the direct method of finding. Okay. Now the question according to the word problem was, find the value of the pencil and pen. X-axis we have taken as pencil, right? And y-axis we have taken as pen, right? So take the intersection point. The intersection point are 3, 5. So x is 3, that is pencil is 3. Y is 5, that is the value, the number of pen is 5. That's what they have asked in the question. So we have pencil x is 3 and pen y is equal to 5. Okay. And you can clearly identify from the table also. Instead of doing all this, students, instead of doing all the steps, you can still identify easily and say whether the given question is intersecting or whether the given question is parallel, whether the given question are coincidence. Please recollect the concept. So we have a standard equation a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. And we have a condition. When they intersect, a1 by a2 should not be equal to b1 by b2. When they coincide, a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 and it should be equal to c1 by c2. And when they are parallel, a1 by a2 should be equal to b1 by b2 and it should not be equal to c1 by c2. Right? So keeping all this concept in mind, I am going to take the same given equation. So first equation is 5x plus 7y is equal to 50. Second equation is 7x plus 5y is equal to 46. Consider the standard equation. What is the standard equation we have? a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Rewrite the equation in the standard form. Take that RHS to LHS. 5x plus 7y, since it is positive 50, when you shift it becomes negative 50 is equal to 0. 7x plus 5y minus 46 is equal to 0. Now compare it. A1 is 5, B1 is 7, C1 is minus 50, A2 is 7, B2 is 5, C2 is minus 46. Right? So start writing the values of A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. A1 5, B1 7, C1 minus 50, A2 7, B2 is 5 and C2 is minus 46. Start checking the conditions. A1 by A2, what is the first condition we have for intersection? A1 by A2 should not be equal to B1 by B2. First check this condition, students. If this does not satisfy, then we can go for parallel, which is A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 not equal to C1 by C2. If this is also not satisfied, go for the last one, coincident. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2, that is also equal to C1 by C2. Okay. Now we have all the values. Kindly substitute all the values. Make sure if the first not satisfied, please go for the second one. In second and third, you can clearly see first two conditions are same. Only the third condition you should carefully check. Okay. So I am substituting the values of A as 5, B has 7. Sorry, A1 has 5, B1 has 7, A2 has 7 and B2 has 5. You can see 5 by 7 is not equal to 7 by 5. Since the intersection is not done, you don't have to check the parallel and coincident. Okay, because parallel and coincident, it should be equal to proceed, right? So with this you can clearly say the graph will intersect. It is just to say whether the graph intersect or not. It is just to check. Okay, but to find the values you need to use the old method whatever we did. Yes, students. So I hope this concept is clear to you, the graphical representation of pair of linear equation. In next class we will study some more concepts. Thank you.